Well. Welcome, all my aliens, apes, and zombies. It is Tuesday. That was I Am Six that you heard right there, playing it, laying it down there for the Novoverse. Couple tune in factors that we're going to be dealing with today. Gartherly can't make it, just texted me, DM me a couple minutes back. Technical difficulties. So we're going to be talking with the Zerg Studios and what they have going on. Just had a mint drop, it looks like, right here. You can check it on their pinned tweets that they are now open to the public. And we're going to loop back with them and on Sunday. So if you want to talk about Zerg Studios, I'm going to wait for Gartherly to tap into that, which will be on Sunday. So we're going to tune back into there on Sunday. We're talking with Kevin on Earth, and we're going to dive into On Cyber because I think there is something going on Cyber, and including myself. I'm in the DGen den, and I was messing around with some of the new features here. So I was editing some things. And if you look, and I'll pin it up on the pinned tweet here in 1 second. If you go to the top pinned tweet, and I'm typing it in as we speak, is under Paris Shilton. We have live video of what I'm exactly talking about right now. So I'm screen sharing within the DGen Den and On Cyber, so you can check it out in there and see exactly what I am talking about live action. So when you tune in on next Sunday and we're talking about Zerg Studios with Gartherly, then you could see exactly what we see. You can see it right up there on the shared tweet by myself, right on the top. So feel free to retweet the room, get some people in here. And right now I am in the DGen Den as myself, Crypto Novo, and I'm just on Cyber, and then you just type in /DGen Den right afterwards. I'm going to reload the page because I was actually tinkering around with it before coming on today. And the screen's right there, and it's playing a prior video. I was trying to get to play a live video, but we would talk with the masters to see how to do that. And you can have people come on Cyber as an administrator to help build in there. That's what I'm going to try to do, is try to build it up in there, because an On Cyber could just be a click or a link away. And I'm going to pull in another On Cyber area. They're in for the weekend. That kind of sounds weird, but For the Weekend is actually the name of the, there it is actually the name of the event in there. So, and I got some floating, high flying, jumping we're on a trampoline here. And thank you for tuning in right now. We're on running through On Cyber, and we're in For the Weekend, and it's a live action venue with, let's see if I can get, sorry, I'm typing in an On Cyber. I know that's not too interesting from a standpoint for listening spaces, but on spaces, tons going on in the space, including, the newer announcements of what's happening with like XRP, cryptocurrency a little bit on the influx. And a lot of that is we see the overall market cap value increasing because we're seeing obviously more, at least regulations being notified of what you can and can't do within the space. And then also adding another major cryptocurrency, third largest by market cap, in adds to trading volume, adds to volatility, adds to more positive clickable things ecosystem. And man, this is pretty fun jumping around in here. So guys, all my aliens, apes, and zombies should come into On Cyber /4 FOR VTHE and then weekend, and you can come in and see exactly what we're jumping around doing, or you can just look out right up there on the pinned tweet and you can see Paris Shilton NFT and actually watch live video action of myself. And we have Kevin on Earth 999, though he's not on Earth, he is On Cyber, also flying around within that metaverse space. I'm back on the programming note. If you're here to listen to Gartherly Studios, we're hitting a pause button on that till Wednesday, till this coming up later in this weekend on Sunday. Gardley had something unexpected pop up, and he will not be able to come in and talk about Zurich Studio and what they have been minting today. But if you guys want to come up and talk about it and fill me in a little bit about it, feel free to raise your hand or come on up to chat about what they have in the minting. But I just love the video that was made. Is kind of just the mint your warriors, escape the hideout, and pick out your first quest, and you just escape to the hideouts there. But then prior to that is just kind of taking over Web3 its own way, and that's from within. And if you want to fix it, sometimes you got to do it yourself. So the attack from within, and that's what they're accomplishing there. But where I am looking into is right here on cyber, and I'm going to try to unmute it, see if there's any volume pickup. I hear you. I hear you. So right now we're hearing Kevin on Earth voice within. So right now, what you're listening to is in on cyber. We're for the weekend, and there's a cyber party going on with some live action video games. I'm not sure if you can play them, but it looks like people are playing live music. They are playing live. DJ is for the DJ in the background. DJ Tropics is right there, which I'm standing next to right now. That's probably the DJ that's spinning. So let's tune it in right now. You can watch what I'm exactly watching right on the top there. There we go. Then what it is, running through the metaverse is here. You can hear all multiple people in the background. You can still hear the audio that's going in. I guess I could probably speak within it as well, and linking through the different metaverses. We have a couple people watching live action too. Thank you for watching on Twitch. You can also watch on YouTube. All those are all interconnected in there. What I'm not doing right now is I'm not speaking through on cyber, which I don't know if that will disrupt anything else. I'm going to mute the site here on cyber. But this is that metaverse, multiple platforms which you can stream on, multiple things which you can see live action up there in the Novoverse, Paris Shilton NFT, the live video that we are in and on cyber here. Streaming also in Decentraland in the Novoverse 2369. Right next to where Spotty Wi-Fi's new establishment is right there, just to the northwest of myself. And if you go to my Twitter page right there, let's see if I can find it. Towards the top, there is the 95 parcels that Spotty Wi-Fi bought. I recently purchased 95 parcels in Decentraland to build Spottyland, which will be the home of the all-time high fest. Ooh, it has its own Twitter handle. I don't think I'm following that. Maybe I should. Bang, I'm in there following it. alltimehighfest.com, which, he's just building it out. That's where he's going to build his metaverse to stick in there. That's great. That's awesome. Multiverse, the Novoverse is right next to him. And then also another Storyverse. Storyverse is going to have CryptoPunks within Storyverse. and that is going to be some news coming out probably. Well, it has been released a little bit, but the characters of Storyverse will be released within the next 2 weeks or so. So keep your ears open for what's happening in Storyverse. And as far as the different crypto punks, and then finally here, JRR Token, great friend. He won the Stapleverse competition. Hooray! Yeah, that's right, JRR Token. Thank you for always being a good friend and showing me the metaverse techniques and things that are out there in the way. But JR Token here pictured with none only than Jeff Staple, and he not only met Jeff Staple a while back, but also contributed towards a Magic White Tea contest where pretty much it was voting within Discord, not on Discord, voting within the Stapleverse Twitter handle, and you vote for your favorite t-shirt. 16 got voted down to 1, and JRR Tokens shirt design won and will be the shirt design shipped off to people that own the different metaverse pigeons, the different sapiens had access to purchase one of these t-shirts where JRR Tokens design was the voted winning design through tournament style voting. So congratulations to JRR Token. Man, keep on rocking it. You heard the song in the beginning with I Am Six. He makes all the music videos. He makes a lot of the songs that we do. So if you need any help with any songs going in there, feel free. But we are running around on cyber. We are just in the DGen Den, and the DGen Den is on cyber metaverse. Ooh, I just jumped through the wall. Let's put this huge on cyber. Looks like a big sand beach play area. They have live music, which I'll turn on right now. I got a sip of water, so this is music. I'm guessing from DJ Tropics because I see him running around in here. I'll unmute the site. Let's see, and did I turn it down? What did I do here? Maybe there's no music going on, or maybe I gotta get closer to the DJ. There it is. Watching live game action. If you look at the top tweet up there, Paris Schulten, you can watch it live action as well. If not, you're on YouTube. Multi-streaming right now. I'm gonna check my different. I'm not sure who's DJ Traffic is talking. And Earth is talking live. Oh, I just crashed. Oh, I just crashed. I hope you're not gonna land there. Getting fascinated by watching video games. Unfortunately, here to speak with you, aliens, apes, and zombies. If you want to come up with if you have any questions, you want to talk about any of the topics that I just recently brought up between JR Token winning the t-shirt design contest and his Metaverse t-shirt will be actually turned into a physical t-shirt shipped out to Jeff Staple holders, people that have stapiens and different pigeons, pigeon poop, pigeon feed, and what was the other one? Let me see. There's a third one I can't think of off the top of my head, but feel free to chime in, tune in if you want to chat. And if you're looking for Gartherly will be back on Sunday talking about Zerg Studios and what they have released, which will be good. It'll be more well-rounded for that. And as I could pick up some more time and what's happening within that ecosystem and that community of the Zerg Studios, just like running around here, got invited to a for the weekend Metaverse party here in on Cyber, standing right next to none other than Kevin on Earth. Should probably take some screenshots of this. All right, we got three guys talk chatting about the. I'm not sure what the game this is. Giving away secrets right now, playing Xbox controllers on their laptop to make the finals of. I can't see what actual game this is, but it's fun little, almost like a Super Smash Brothers style of game. Super Smash style game meets uh, um, what do they call that? I can't think of the Netflix series that Mr. Beast, sometimes emulates, where only one can survive in that situation. But good to see some good to see some friends out there, Ian and such. Hope all is well. Keep growing. Hope all is going good. I hope things with Dry Leader are working well. If you want to come up and chat about it at all, and I do a live business meeting right now, I'm just kind of just wasting time here in on Cyber, just multi-streaming into Decentraland. Try to get it up in on Cyber, did not get successful in that, but you can follow me also in Twitch. You can follow me on YouTube. Definitely retweeting the room. Always helps. And anything that you can do to help amplify each other. That's what we're doing in this space right now. Help each other along while we can. And give a shout out to Dr. Doge. He's setting up shop. He's got a new layout there. He's trying to get his internet hooked up. Sometimes out in those rural areas, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to get fully aligned in and watched. So he is, might have to do some crowdsourcing and a GoFundMe for him to get some Starlink so we can get Dr. Doge back in VR, because I know he's been dying to get back into it, but his internet is so slow. It's getting difficult for him to keep on keeping on in this metaverse world, especially building in VR, which any lag into it just kind of really takes away from the full effect. So Dr. Doge is going to be up and running as soon as he gets that internet figured out. Best of luck with him. I know he's had a tough run of that for a couple of things, but hopefully things are, going on the uphill trajectory here, and things can go well, and want to invite up a friend. I think it's still in the Chicagoland area here.
What's the word, Nova?
Another much. How are you? How's Chicago been for you?
Man, Chicago's beautiful. I'm actually sitting out by the river right now downtown. I got a couple hours before work. I'm like you, just killing a little time and hanging out. So,
man, oh man, you got it. You're living it right. You got it. You're kicking your legs up right there by. Probably got a good view of the skyline or a couple buildings there. That's perfect. I think maybe is it Friday on that art space? Is their anniversary? Is that what it is?
I know it's coming up very soon. Yeah, is it this Friday?
I'll have to look at that, and if it is, maybe I can catch you there to your July 28th. I'm a week ahead, so maybe I'll see you a week from Friday there.
Okay. Yeah, it could be a move.
How are things been? How is almost live business meeting? How are things been since I last talked? I know that you had a chat with Dry Leader and his business partner, and things were actually pretty promising from the last I heard.
Yeah, so Dry Leader and I have a conversation coming up next week with another business partner of his, and looking great. Looking really great, man. It's really fantastic how the universe just brings people together in these very casual ways, you know, so that you can just build beautiful things together. So I'm feeling very grateful for that, you know. And of course, things are still moving along, but there's just a great deal of promise there, and just fantastic, you know, fantastic.
That's good. And that's what it's about, is making those connections, those connectivities, and getting out and seeing things and doing things and talking to people, because that's, you know, all part of it. And that's, I guess, what they call living life, and seeing what's out there, and also being able to pivot, you know. I was supposed to have Garther Leon, good friend. He called up. He's like, dude, it's just not happening. He's like, I can rush on. It just wouldn't be, his best quality work. I'm like, hey, let's just slow play it. Not a big deal, you know? So, just roll with the punches and be there for your friends and help support them. And, just like this case, you guys are supporting a great cause here. And how about you talk about a little bit? Because, our people listening now, and the people that are going to be listening, because this is going to be recorded. I think it is recorded. I think I hit that button, that we can all have this, what you're trying to do is, trying to help everyone out here,
Wow, Novo, thanks for the opportunity, man. I really was just coming up to kick it and chat, but yeah, I would love to share, of course. Sorry if you hear cars just ripping up loud. You know how it is in Chicago, man. It's GTA out here.
I hear it.
But yeah, so my initiative, the City Farmers, what we're doing is decentralizing agriculture and really empowering and developing communities, right? So if you take vacant lots in cities, right, for example, Chicago, where I'm at, in a standard 25-foot by 125-foot vacant lot, I can grow 5,000 strawberry plants using vertical farming techniques, right? That are 95% more water efficient and 98% more land efficient, right? The crops grow 30% more quickly as well. It's a lot of numbers, but long story short, we really can revolutionize our agriculture and bring food into the city and have the food that you consume either from the grocery store or at restaurants being grown within 5 miles of your home, rather than right now what's happening. Into the city of Chicago, over 98, 99% of our food comes from at least 250 miles away. That's really crazy. You know, the trucking line, they're going on strike soon, or maybe shutting down. UPS, they're going on strike soon. We don't understand how much these cosmopolitan spaces that we inhabit are truly a luxury, right? And if these trains, boats, ships, and planes ever stop moving for more than about 72 hours, it could get a little rough, and that's something I've thought about for years. So not to get deep, because not to get cynical, right? Because I'm a stubbornly optimistic person, but it's really critical for our national security as well that we decentralize agriculture and empower our communities while doing it, So that's the initiative, City Farmers. We're building vertical farming greenhouses on city land, and training people either who have been involved with the justice system or who are veterans to actually own and operate these greenhouses in a franchise model. So that's long run, but yeah, man. So starting as a nonprofit, putting together some research courses, hopefully with some universities in the city, so we can really dial in the system, and find true product market fit in collaboration with these institutions and with some of the federal funding that's available there. So yeah, that's what we're working on. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, and it's important. And even like with current geopolitical status, where, the current Ukraine grain deal is, looks sour upon it by some nations, it could be something as simple as just the stop of flow of something could create major negative waves, like you're saying. Trying not to be cynical about it, but that mixed with, like, I'm looking right now on your pin tweet, and soon, and I just think corporate real estate is just going to be changed. And what are you going to do with those?
Yes,
what are you going to do with those buildings?
Yes,
and what is it going to turn
that
into?
Math is looking so good too, Novo.
I mean, unfortunately, and that's where almost the somewhat tarnish thoughts on the banking system can happen, because a lot of banks are tied into corporate real estate. Well, if those start going belly up and banks can't start affording, to keep those high rises open, because it takes money to keep those things open, because there's infrastructure within those own buildings. What's going to happen with them? But to turn into vertical grow housing for these plants, for these vegetables, for these materials, they could be textiles too. And keep it cheaper within the confines of our national security. Just like you're saying, we had a tough time getting plastics in for barrier protection for COVID. What did that look like? Well, now we're outsourcing that. It took weeks to get here because we're ordering it from overseas. Well, same thing with food, which is going to be a natural resource that's going to be tough to come by. And then now with that, drought is going to be difficult for traditional farming to be consistent. Take it away. I know I touched on a couple points there. I know you want to rip it up there. I just want to say hi to Chaz again. Keep building great art. Love seeing you again. But go ahead, Ian.
Man, shout out everybody in the room. Yeah, there is a lot there. So yeah, climate change obviously is a huge factor, and whether it's man-made or not, like I'm honestly not interested in having that conversation at this point. I just think we need to understand that doing things that are clean, and that which will be better for the 7 generations ahead of us are just what we should do, So whether it's climate change or not, I think it just makes sense when we look at the landscape of monocrop agriculture, with synthetic petroleum-based fertilizers to make corn, wheat, and soy, right? That goes and is processed into bars and cereals, and that's great and all, but I don't really think it's what humans need, right? And in addition to drought, like you said, Novo, there's also flooding, right? Like here in Chicago, because we've paved over everything and don't have permeable concrete and don't have our natural prairie plants in the soil with their roots filtering and retaining the water. We've now got flooding all over the place, and this is going to get worse. It'll get worse. So
here's a fact that a lot of people don't know about Chicago is they re-engineered the river to flow from Lake Michigan in through the river system. And when the flooding gets bad, they have to purge and recirculate the water and push the water from the lake out into Lake Michigan. And sometimes when that water gets purged into Lake Michigan, which is our drinking water, you can't go to the beaches. Like seriously, the beaches get closed. It's like a toxic, not a toxic dump, but like you'll get swimmer's itch until the waves, clean it out. And that's what happens. And we use our river, unfortunately, as a purging of flood water. And a lot of that flood water is washed from cars, like oil and gasoline and tire and dust and crap on the streets, like literally crap on the streets. So that just gets washed into the sewer systems, but it's not the sewer systems like plumbing sewer systems. It gets washed into the river, and then they readjust the river, and the river gets pushed out into Lake Michigan. It's crazy. It's reverse engineered. They dug it out so it like goes different ways. It's very crazy to think about, but those are things you got to think about. Flooding is a huge thing on that.
Dude, it's insane. And for anybody who's curious to learn more about this, I forget what it's called. There's like this system that's still being built, like a multi-billion-dollar system of deep underground tunnels so that they can continue to do this at like higher volumes as flooding gets worse in Chicago. It's super crazy what humans are capable of, right? So but I don't think the same thinking that got us into these problems is going to get us out of these problems, right? Which is why, like, I'm building this thing from Web3 from the go. Like centralization to some extent is necessary.
So I'm going to stop you there. Because I know your origin story. People don't. Chaz will love this. Yeah, you started from zero. How did you get the funding from this? I know. Tell the peeps.
Dude, man, food downs. Shout out to the food downs,
There you go. So you went for a grant, correct, for food downs, and they gave you some funding for it, and that funding led to just creativity, which led to at the
not just creativity. That funding allowed me to pay the fee to sign a contract so that I had a fiscal sponsor for my nonprofit. So I've actually been able to raise tax deductible donations for my business in lieu of having an official 501c3 through this contractual arrangement, right? So they didn't just give me creativity, they empowered me to become a business, like literally, so I could call up people and raise funds.
There, I mean, that's what it's about. To give them in there. I just want to do a program note. I know I have some Zurich Studio people listening. I'm grateful for that. Gardnerly is going to be back on Sunday. Just tech issues today. We didn't want to rush it into there, but just good friend was listening in, brought him up. We're talking a little bit Chicago here. We're talking at the city farmers. We're talking about vertical farming and helping out people who want to get in the right direction with, getting a good job and learning about hydroponic growing system for agricultural. What is it? Aeroponic?
Dry fog aeroponics.
So that's almost like the things in Tatooine where the moisture farms in Tatooine where you're taking fog particles and like what does it do? Like it pulls the hydration out of the air or what?
Exactly. So you mix water with nutrients, pump it into a fog, and spray it across the roots. And that's part of the research we want to do with the universities and with the USDA. So there's these different types of nozzles. There's different nutrient blends, right? And it's like, do you point the nozzle from the top and spray the water down, or do you point it from the bottom and spray it up, or do you do both, or do you do sideways? Like, there's a number of questions to be asked about, what's the most efficient way to do this. And now in terms of like square footage, it's about twice as efficient as traditional hydroponics because of the nature of the verticality, and because traditional hydroponics, it's like pools of water, so it just the infrastructure is just too dense and complex. But when you're spraying fog, it adds a layer of simplicity. We know it can be done. It's just a matter now that we've got it at 85%, right? How do you dial it in to that 95, 98, 99%, which is really what makes the difference,
Oh yeah, I mean, actually getting better bang for the product in any percentile is worth it. Just like you're saying, cutting back on cost of transportation of fuel, food deserts, as people don't realize, actually happen in urban areas all the time. Some of that is, unfortunately due to crime because people need to actually steal to actually eat food. So then grocery stores just leave those areas because products are getting stolen, unfortunately. And, if you're the law enforcement, are you going to really arrest someone stealing a loaf of bread over someone, holding an AK-47? So like, we gotta find solutions. Solutions are putting these things up, having that in the backyards of maybe people who aren't maybe as tech savvy to give them opportunities to learn that, to be there as maybe working their way up through that system and, being an intricate part of, vertical growing and being part of that research group. Because, it doesn't have to be scientists that do that. It could be anyone that does that, just charting and taking care of, their company per se. Anything else to chat about? Anything you want to bring into light here?
Man, I could go on and on and on about the city farmers and everything we're doing there, of course. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to speak and share about it. If anybody's curious to know more, you can check out at the City Farmers at thecityfarmers.org. There's plenty of pages there. Check out our 5-year roadmap where we're looking to go with this thing. The only other thing I want to bring up, Novo, September 15th through 17th, in the Metropolitan Club of the Willis Tower, the Sears Tower.
Thank you. That's what I call it. Yeah, go on.
You know what I mean? For the sake of the Google, I get, what I'm saying, but it's the Sears Tower. At the Metropolitan Club, September 15th through 17th is East Chicago. So I'm on the core planning team. It's going to be really great. We're not only having a conference, we're also having a public goods hackathon, right? Thinking about how can we implement the technology layer of Web3 into the traditional business layer, because we're in the industrial heartland of America here, right? Like yes, finance has a very significant role here. I mean, Citadel's moving, but Citadel's like 25% of all stock market activity. But beyond that, Chicago's been a manufacturing hub for decades. We have significant healthcare companies and universities here, right? So how do we implement with these people? We don't know. Let's explore it, right? That's the purpose of the hackathon. Our speaker list is coming together, looking really great, and fingers crossed, looking like we're gonna have a really crazy skate jam with the nouns. I don't want to say too much, nothing, but it could be crazy. So yeah, East Chicago, man, it's gonna be a really good time.
Well, let's loop back in with that segment because I wouldn't mind, seeing what I could maybe do to be in part of that speaking panel or speaking circuit, and maybe we can get it streaming in the metaverse as well in both places. But I love having it in, as I call it, the largest building in the world. No, it's not anymore. The Sears Tower, as I like to call it, which is not anymore. But anyhow, the Willis Tower, that's awesome. That's sweet that you lock down a sweet location like that. Um, that's some cool stuff. Definitely have to touch base on that for sure.
Heck yeah, man! I'll follow up. We've got a really nice Telegram group chat. I can drop you in if you're on Telegram. So
Telly it up. That's the way we can do it. That's the best part in
all
this
right.
space. I just want to say thanks for all my aliens, apes, and zombies. We're going to be back on next Sunday with Gartherly. We'll get Zergs. We'll get the Zerg studio going. So if you are in that group, we'll have the spaces going again. We'll live stream it, as you guys can see up top, so you guys can share and show off the different attributes of the NFTs that you minted. I love doing that. I love seeing those. If anyone's going to do any live buying, maybe we can live buy on action on air here. Gartherly usually has some alpha within those different community groups. I know he's big on it. I know there's like a supplement for POAPs that they want to do. I want to hear about that. So thanks for that, the Zerg Studios and Zerg Army, for what you guys are making there. But we'll be back on with him on Sunday, and also for at Kevin on Earth 999. We are definitely still live in on Cyber for the weekend, which is actually streaming right now live. Very big Metaverse studio and on Cyber. And what else? Stay tuned and listen to Storyverse, because there'll be some CryptoPunks appearing in there real soon. I don't know who they'll be, but it'll be fun. That's a good way to get actually product placement out there. Maybe I can get I'm talking too much. Maybe I can get a vertical grow stack behind me in one of the scenes. I don't know. I'm talking too much here. That's all I got for you guys, for all my aliens, apes, and zombies. We'll leave with episode 3. This is Dr. Doge. Shout out to Dr. Doge. Dr. Doge theme song made by 6. Watch live right up top. Stay positive above 5. Peace. Yeah. Get in the chopper. You see me now? You go. Thanks for listening. We'll be back on Sunday. Stay positive. Love life. Peace.